Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Parmesha, Department of Botany, St. Joseph's University, Bengaluru.
Welcome to the Botany Open Elective course Gardening and Landscaping Technology.
Indoor gardening is the art of growing plant. Okay, so indoor gardening not just a science, but it is a art also. Why it is so art? So the plant has to be complement to each other with reference to our interior landscape. Okay, we don't know, we build houses nowadays. At least we are building houses by leaving some space for garden, or else before itself we have a floor plan and a house design. That time only they'll keep some space for garden. We have to act accordingly. We have to choose plants. The plants should be complement to one another, and there should be a contrast between each other, and it should actually gel with the interior landscape. Okay, so if it is not like a gel with the interior landscape, okay, so we can't I mean successfully so grow these plants, and it's not giving aesthetic and appealing. So there are many thorny plants. Cactus looks so beautiful. Yeah, of course we need cactus. Okay, maybe in windowsill we can keep one or two, but we can't fill. Okay, so entire living area or entire room with a cactus. Okay, because it's a thorny plant. It's thorny plant. It might damage one or the other way. So that's how it's an art. Okay, choosing plant itself is an art, and designing based on the space available and also the plants available. Based on our availability, what type of house we have, so we can develop these plants. Indoor gardening is not just a science, but also it's a art. Okay, so it's called art of gardening. Okay, yeah, hope you understood. Like by seeing this only you can make out. So this is one living area. In that living area they kept some plants for windowsill, and next to the wall they kept some plants, and in the corner they kept some plants, some rose, tulips, or lilies, and they have a space. Okay, good space for other purpose also. They have a chair, so they have sitting area, they have a teapot. You can see here. Okay, they maybe this side there's a stair. Like that they fill the space, okay, with the available plants, so which are complementary to each other with reference to the interior landscape. Okay, so this is about so indoor gardening. So indoor gardening is a art of growing plant. And additionally, there's a recent surge in interest in indoor gardening, particularly with urban families wanting to have indoor garden. Urban area don't have much access to this greenery, so that's why urban families wanting to have indoor gardening. Okay, so the growing interest on urban gardening is increasing across metro cities. They look for different types of plants. Okay, so not only aesthetic value but also many other values such as ecological value, economic value, social value. Ecological value already you mentioned, so like producing oxygen and reducing contaminants, absorbing benzene or formaldehyde. Okay, so keep the air quality clean. Okay, so internal air quality. Okay, so to clean, that's the ecological value. Economic value is like it should be, first of all it should be easy to maintain. Okay, so suppose if you are bringing one 50 rupees plant, but to maintain that plant if you spend 100 rupees, okay, so that's nowhere economically valuable. Okay, the maintenance should be easy, number one. Number two, sometimes you should get benefit out of that. Okay, some people have some garden. Okay, so they used to harvest. Okay, they used to harvest vegetable, fruits. Okay, and they'll use their own purpose, some leaves. Okay, some green leaves. Even some houses I have seen drumstick plant. Okay, so they use drumstick for their own drumstick leaves. Okay, again good in iron content. So that's how we should look for economic value too. One is easy to maintenance. Additionally, from those plants we can get monetary benefit. And social values. Okay, so keeping garden is again social status, number one. And again religion. Okay, so social, again it comes under religion. So I told you even last class also, so each sunshine and moonshine as a link to one or the other plant. Okay, so they'll keep that particular plant at home, so to bring fortune to their house. And again many houses, Hindu houses, they use, okay, this tulsi plant. Okay, ossimum. So tulsi plant we have a, so Krishna tulsi, some Rama tulsi, something like that. Okay, so worshipping that, they'll bring fortune to their house, they believe that. So this is how indoor gardens, so not only just for aesthetic value but also, so they are grown for ecological value, economic value and social value. So maybe here onwards, if you go to home, maybe you can make a list of the plants which you have at home. You make three columns: ecological value, economic value, and social value. Okay, so then you may tick or you may write, okay, why I'm keeping this plant. Okay, so maybe this spider plant. Okay, I'm keeping this spider plant. So I'm keeping this snake plant. Okay, I'm keeping this aloe vera. So why I'm keeping this palm plant. So again, the lily, the spathiphyllum. Here there are 5 species. Here you can see I'm keeping this plant. So what is the use by keeping this plant? I have this um, tulsi plant. Okay, so I have this bougainvillea. I have this jasmine plant. Okay, even jasmine plant you can grow jasmine, and again you can harvest flowers and you can sell. Okay, so and you can make a note on this. Okay, we have so and so plants at home, and these plants sometimes one plant might give all this. Okay, economic value, social value, religious value, and ecological value. Okay, most of the plants will give ecological value, of course, definitely. They'll helps in purifying air and absorbing um, contaminants and absorbing carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Only you have to think of economic and social and religious values. Okay, you can make a list. Maybe if some of you are interested, maybe you can present in one or the other class as your wish. So it's not mandatory, but if you wish to present, so we are so happy. For indoor garden, okay, so climate control is a main and sole challenge. Okay, because plants need lots of sunlight, water, optimum temperature, air and soil to grow. I mean, soul is a kind of emotional word, but if you see scientific way, sunlight, water and optimum temperature is a very important, especially light and uh, water, and additionally the media. Okay, so nutrient media, where the soil media, some other media. Okay, so peat bog, coir. Okay, so we have one chapter on that only, nutrient media. Okay, we'll talk about the different types of media in that particular class. Okay, media and greenhouses. So from the plant perspective, what I'm telling, if we can master these elements, okay, like light, temperature, water and air. Okay, how much water to provide, how much what type of soil has to produce, how much nutrient has to be provided. Okay, how much light has to be provided. I told you, okay, some seasons might harsh and it might damage the plants outdoor, but indoor, okay, so we can develop a garden, nice indoor garden, any season of the year. But just we have to learn selection of plants and selection of media. So what type of media? Because sometimes the soil which we are using for every plant is not suitable. Okay, sometimes there should be a draining of water. Okay, and suppose if you want to grow orchid, so orchid don't grow on soil much. Okay, you have to give wood. Okay, so wood resources. So in that case, maybe uh, coir. Okay, so coconut coir would be a better option, or some wood, or some wood piece, wood log would be better. So that's how the media is also varies from plant to plant. um, so that's why we can grow so any season of the year. Okay, so but we have to understand the climate control. Okay, subsequently, so we can also uh, learn much more so about indoor gardening too. Okay, so that's why light, water, growing media, temperature and air is considered as a essential for indoor gardening, and especially sunlight. Okay, so because sunlight varies from different plants. I don't know, I mean, science student, already you know photosynthesis and respiration. Where photosynthesis, I mean, the green plants produce, I mean, their own food through photosynthesis, and they will be food for next level plants, herbivores, and we are also depending on these green plants. They are called autotrophs because they produce food on their own by using water, carbon dioxide and sunlight. Okay, so that's why sunlight is also vary from plant to plant. Sometimes they may not need direct sunlight, but they need different types of different intensity of sunlight. Even in tissue culture lab and other labs, we are providing light, okay, artificial light. Okay, so to flourish. Okay, so to flourish, we can give LED light or HID. Okay, okay, so that's why sunlight is very important. And again, soil and nutrient is also important. Okay, because it is the substratum or base for everything. Unless if you don't have a proper medium, okay, or substratum like a soil and nutrients, okay. So peat moss or perlite, okay, so those things. And we have a soil with a good manure, NPK, or with the cow dung. So like that, if you don't have a proper soil with nutrient, your plant won't grow. The only case you can grow plants without soil is a hydroponics. Okay, maybe we'll touch upon hydroponics in the later. Hydroponics is also called as a soilless culture. There we are not using any media or soil, rather than plants will grow on water. Okay, but for that water we will provide nutrients, so maybe macronutrients and micronutrients as required. Okay, so we have a protocol and sheet where they can provide for a 1 liter how much nutrient, for a 10 gallons how much nutrient we have to provide. If you provide like that, okay, so plants will grow and flourish well. So maybe it's easy for us to increase or decrease this nutrient. Okay, just how we can forecast urea or NPK in agriculture land, no? When you go to paddy field, so after 1 month, after 16 days, after 2 months, we used to forecast nutrients in the form of chemical fertilizers. Similar way here also, so there is no soil, but for this water we are providing nutrients on different proportions. Okay, so this is how you will get very good plants. Okay, so hydroponics, but indoor garden hydroponics is not much popular. Okay, and water is itself is important for both indoor and outdoor. Okay, so without water and nutrients, okay, water nutrients, plant won't do much. Okay, but we should take care to provide water. If it is too much water, also if it is waterlogged condition, sometimes it might leads to decaying of that particular plant, or else it leads to fungal attack. Okay, the fungus species. Okay, so the fungus species will grow on the plant and it will damage the plant. So that's why watering is also very important. So sunlight, soil, and the nutrients. Yeah, so if you have all these things, better to grow. You can see here, so some of the air purifying plants, so they have identified like aloe vera, spider plant, snake plant, golden pothos, rubber fig, weeping fig, peace lily. If you grow this plant, these are all easy to maintain. Okay, so in your indoor garden, and these plants will absorb the carbon dioxide and it will produce lots of oxygen. And additionally, so even I mentioned that they purify air by absorbing contaminants in the air. Okay, so the studies have been done, and based on that, so they made several lists. Not much care required for these plants. Okay, so
Now the question is, where should I place my indoor plants?
where we can grow indoor? Is it only living? No. So indoor gardens can be grown in living area, balconies, bedrooms, drawing rooms, verandas, kitchen, windowsill, and wherever the unutilized corners are available, there we can go. Those are considered as a best areas for indoor gardening. Okay, you can see here living also, you can see so many plants. See windowsill, you can see so many plants. Yeah, so verandas, you can see some nice plants they have kept, and there's a teapot table. Maybe it's a good place to enjoy this, and you can read, write, and do anything. And yeah, this is your bedroom, so where so people grown plant which is suitable for this particular area. Maybe you can see money plants. Okay, so they have grown so some nice money plants. This is how, so we can have indoor gardens. Okay, so maybe you'll get some, I mean these plants is available in any nursery, and once you get these plants, so you can easily cultivate again. So later stages, in some components the plant parts will come. Okay, because when it comes to garden, so we're discussing both non-plant and non-plant components. We'll discuss some non-plant components, and also we'll discuss some plant component. When it comes to plant component, I will suggest, okay, so based on so many review books and based on my visit to different gardens, so what are the plants, okay, so which is used for a outdoor garden, what are the plants used for indoor garden, and some plants easily available plants, how to multiply them, how to take care. Okay, so those things we're going to discuss in subsequent uh, class. Okay, so on types of indoor gardens, uh, of course we'll discuss this in the next class. Okay, so especially I'll tell you container gardening, hydroponics, and living wall and edible walls, because again container gardening, where we can use container like parts, plastic parts, ceramic parts, and terrarium. Okay, is a glass bottles we are using, and miniature plants called bonsai, and cactus and succulents we're going to use. We have exclusively classes on terrariums, 1 hour class, and bonsai 1 hour class, and again vertical gardens. So I have 1 hour class. So there I will discuss much more, but this is how so we can grow plants in indoor. So that's why they consider as a so different types of gardens where you can do hydroponics. Hydroponics is not much popular in indoor gardens, but this container gardening such as terrarium, bonsai, cacti, succulents, and using terracotta pots, plastic, those are all very popular, and vertical gardens also popular. So not only inside, even outside also, so they are popular. Okay, so you can see whatever I showed the previous picture, those all comes under container gardens. Especially you can see many of the cases they have a plants, plastic plants, ceramic plants, and other. Okay, so other parts on that parts they have grown these plants. That's why it's called container gardening. Okay.
With this, I end my class by acknowledging the respective people and also the respective website for their lively and informative photographs and information. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel for more and updated information.